Video 62. September 14, 2011. Friends, this is a short message to put you abreast of current events. It seems that the Community Galactica are intending to perform some action regarding the dwarf star. 3 large spacecraft with strong effect of gravitational tractor Krulians were positioned on the sides and behind the dwarf star system. It seems they are preparing for a major operation involving the dwarf star and its planets. There are 2 possibilities. The first may be one adjustment path to avoid irreversible damage. The second may be the full deviation of dwarf star to bypass the solar system. According to one study conducted by Krulians, which we had access to, your sun will cause havoc on the planet during this period 2011 to 2012, and the passage of the dwarf star may cause more disasters than necessary for the renewal of the planet. In addition, your current social model is heading for one major collapse. This will generate great social unrest and problems in the production and distribution of food, leading to rioting, looting and widespread violence in big cities, with no water, no energy, and no policing. You must go through many problems of volcanic activity, tsunamis, and tectonic movement during the heating process of the nucleus and the magma of the planet by large solar flare radiation, coupled with the weakening of the geomagnetic field of the planet. If all this is coupled with the passage of the dwarf star, it can leave little or no colony to develop the new society. Keep prepared as you were. When all systems begin to fail, you will have little time to take shelter, and from now on, the systems begin to fail in a cascading effect. Your governments and your elites are well prepared for this whole scenario. About Comet Elenin, it is on the route, and the major problems it may cause will be the increase of solar activity during the alignment of this month, and the meteor shower scheduled for late October, and throughout the months of November and December, during the passage of the Earth at its trail. The spacecraft Krulians that accompanies it can turn off the invisibility field. We heard of some study plans developed by the Community Galactica for direct intervention on the planet and the implementation of one stabilization scheme of the colony in the medium and long term. After the passage of planet to a level of civilization 1 of frequency, society would be directed to implement measures for the gradual stabilization of the planet's inhabitants, and filtering would be performed for control of reincarnations directly by the blue beings. I personally, as a behavioral scientist, I like this type of solution because it will take longer but much less traumatic for the present and future populations. We do not know what will be the action will be taken, but I sincerely hope it happens. From the time of passage of the planet to the level 1 of frequency, we can have direct contact with you. We can meet with groups like this that the CB has been in contact in the latter year of work together, and set goals for implementation of new technologies and new bases of conduct for the renovation and cleaning up the planet. The relocation of populations in risk areas will be assisted directly by us, and be no more threats of elitist governments trying to run the economy and abuse of the good faith of races and cultures currently disadvantaged. Do not be fooled by false flags as alien war, the fourth and fifth dimensions. Aliens councils of any type or galaxy, since I already told CB that it does not exist and has nothing to do with the reality of the third dimension in which we live in our universe. Your entry to a new dimensional reality is after 10 levels of frequency of the third dimension, thus still live with the matter as we know it by hundreds of thousands of years. Be practical and objective. This talk about other dimensions interacting here is pure fiction. Does not lead to any practical results and creates a totally debased reality we must face so we can develop. I do not want to give false hope. You are already prepared for the worst, but let's hope for the best for everyone. Mythi said they have a plan, but he did not say they performed. The only thing that Krulians did was slow down the system so far. They are waiting final orders. It may be that their plan will not be executed anyway. For those who do not know, Krulians has the largest spaceships known by the Community Galactica. Their ships can simulate gravitational tunnels as powerful as what keeps Jupiter in its solar orbit. Technologies are far beyond our current scientific understanding. According to the calculations of scientists from the Community Galactica, the overreaction of our Sun coupled with the weakening of the Earth's geomagnetic field near the equator of the galaxy will cause a chain reaction that will eliminate in a short term 90% of world population. If the dwarf star through the solar system in the current context will generate tsunamis with more than 800 meters high and can pull our moon out of orbit, definitely. This summarily will eliminate the rest of the population, precluding this colony on the planet. Mythi explained roughly as they would bypass this, and I only provided a diagram to illustrate. They will stop the system, remove it from the current orbital route, make up the time of its total course, put him back in orbit again and accelerate its original speed. This process would keep the system in its natural balance without causing the total extinction of life on planet Earth. Maybe they should not bother much with this colony. After the reaction of many intellectuals, YouTube regulars, demonstrated after receiving the news of this possibility. I do not know if they will or will not traverse the dwarf star. Mythi hopes so, and if this is the case, me too. Don't you? CB this month completed a year of work passing the information on our informal talks to you. I congratulate him for the patience and persistence. I hope this has served to wake some of you for the reality of the facts, preparing you for direct contact with us soon. Take care, and I'll see you in a few days to keep the information up to date.